Human resource management is a very strategic
0.5 quintillion bytes of data each day,
which causes confusion and strife. Staff staffing is up with human resources to find the best staffing solutions, including
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Hi everyone, welcome to our forum. To all our viewers who have joined us today, thank you so much for being here. I'm Eti Kartini Beti Mama Yusof, as your moderator for today. And today we have 4 panelists that will share more on their thoughts and opinion on recruitment versus face-to-face recruitment during the pandemic. I'm so excited to introduce our panelists. First panel, we have Nur Amira Sufia Azali, a housekeeping manager. Second panel, we have Ms. Husna Inani Boiman, as a hiring manager. And our third panel is Ms. Nur Shafika Rosli, a job seeker. And our last panelist, Ms. Nur Fahana, as our fourth panel, as an operation manager in SME company. Audience, 2022 is fast approaching. We are getting adapt with new norm in our routine. As far as we can see, nowadays we are continuing the momentum that we started during the pandemic in year 2019. The pandemic changed the landscape of recruitment. Before we go further, allow me to give the definition of recruitment. Recruitment refers to the process of searching and hiring the best talent for an open job vacancy in an organization within specific budget and time. The systematic process of recruitment starts with identifying, attracting, screening, shortlisting, interviewing, selecting, and finally hiring the potential candidate. However, due to the pandemic with MCO enforcement, most of the companies start explore the new ways such as video call or online interview in their recruitment process. So here, for instance, we can see that most of the companies start explore the new way in order to continue with their recruitment process. They are start dealing with the emails to send all the documents and to inform all the information to the candidate. The big companies such as Nestle and Asiata, they are start exploring the new technologies in order to make more convenience to the candidate and the employer to undergo the online interview. And the online interview and the e-recruitment process, not only because of MCO enforcement, but also has a safeguards procedure in order to keep them safe for the pandemic in situation. Okay, without wasting our time, let us start with our first panel, Ms. Mira. As a recruiter, can you share with us your view on e-recruitment? How it can give benefit to the organization?
Thank you, Moderator Ms. Eti Kartini. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Nur Amira. I'm a HR manager at MSC. I've been a HR manager about 10 years, therefore there's a lot of experience that I can share to you regarding an recruitment process. First of all, let's say it's a very tough situation for us as our country is facing a pandemic known as COVID-19. Therefore, there are new rules and new SOP that we have to follow. Also, include a new form of interviewing process. As we know, before the pandemic, many companies only use e-recruitment or also a visual interview as the last resort, as face-to-face interview were considered the norm, and some interviewer or recruiters would rather schedule or cancel their interview than do it online. However, in this situation, visual interview or also known as e-recruitment is the most effective norm that we can use, and as it's not also improvise the recruitment process, it's also more easier than face-to-face process of interview during this norm. As we know, online job interview not only save time, it also save money, and it's more effective and more quick than a face-to-face interview. On the other benefit of e-recruitment, it also save more times, and it actually have more flexible policies. Example, when it comes to face-to-face interview, interviewer and candidates usually have to do their session in a meeting room. However, e-recruitment process, they can pick their place anyway, as they are usually using a medium such as computer and phone. Therefore, they can adapt and edit it to make it more formal. Not only that, the e-recruitment process is also have more benefit, such as save times and also more cheap than a face-to-face interview. And the best part of me when it comes to e-recruitment is e-recruitments actually save a lot of people for us. Not only that, when it comes to the candidate information, such as application form, competency test, and personal information, we can combine and compile their test and also the application form in a PDF format, such as an e-doc. When it comes to face-to-face interview, we have to return all of the result, we have to return their personal doc, and we have to combine them into a paperwork. That process take time. Not only that process take time, it's also have a lot of burden for us, and we have to keep piling the document to make it more proper. I gotta say, it's actually save more trees than always. I guess that's the only what I can share to you. There's a lot of things I can share, but I think this is the most effective and the most suitable benefit when it comes to e-recruitment during this pandemic process. That's all for me. Thank you for listening, and I give back the forum talk to you, Ms. Eti Kartini. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Ms. Mira. I believe most of the organization now has transformed successfully from face-to-face recruitment methods to e-recruitment methods. So it's enhanced or it's linked to what's your opinion? Okay, audience. Now let's hear some point of view from Ms. Husna. Ms. Husna, indeed, recruitment is the heart of most organizations in human resource management. So from your point of view, is the face-to-face recruitment is relevant in current situation? Will it give more accurate evaluation in selection process?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you to Miss Eti as our moderator today. Alright, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Husna Inani binti Boymin, hiring manager in one of corporate company. It is good to be here, and thank you for inviting me to this program to share about my experience and my opinion in recruiting staff. Alright, back to the Miss Eti questions. Whether face-to-face recruitment is still relevant to be implemented in this current situation. Alright, as we all have known, in the post-COVID-19, Malaysia has entered an endemic phase, and the new normal perceptions have been truly covered. Many cities and states have gone through a phase of reopening, and almost all elements of life are back in operation as normal. Alhamdulillah. Alright, from my side as a hiring manager in a company, of course, the demand of a new worker is high because of the industry are started to operate it again, and we need to examine the best method in hiring a worker and make sure the candidate meet the characteristic of KSAOs. I think the traditional method of recruitment are relevant and better to be implemented even in this current situation. This is because even if the job descriptions has not changed because of COVID-19, the reality is that conducting e-recruitment or participating in a virtual interview is a different and more nuanced than in a person setting. And I know in this era of technology, the company should move along to the changes, but as we know, the virtual interviews have some limitations that need to be addressed. It requires reliable technology where both a stable internet connection, good quality camera, and microphone are very important. And because of this, some candidates could be excluded because they did not feel comfortable with or have any access to the technology required. It is particularly important to think about confidentiality of the candidate during the interview sessions. And I think the face-to-face interviewing is one of the most oldest and most widely used methods of conducting primary research. And why I think face-to-face interview are still relevant is because Recruitment is a process that attracts potential future employees who have KSAO's characteristics, which is knowledge, skill, ability, and other characteristics that will help the organization achieve its strategic goals. Face-to-face interview allow us to get more in-depth data collection, and a thorough understanding can be obtained and evaluated well, one of which is by observing candidates' body language and the facial expression. This is very important for interviewer to value the quality KSAOs of candidates during the process. Of course, we want the best staff to be inside the organization. We do not want to waste our time by doing a few time interviews further. Besides that, face-to-face interviews are obviously easier to the interviewer to investigate further and obtain full explanations of the answers to the questions given without any interruption, such as line problem, microphone not functioning, and so on. You know, when this kind of problem happen, it can cut off our mood to do the interview and not good for candidate result. It's hard to observe the candidate in detail. I know, although the interview period can be longer, but we as interviewers want to see the seriousness and the commitment shown by the participants in participating in the interview sessions. Well, face-to-face interviews are very effective as a method of hiring, but on the downside, this type of interview can be costly and time-consuming. Face-to-face interviews require a significant amount of time upfront to identify, recruit, and schedule the interview, as well as travel time and cost to meet with the candidate in person. But we as an organization will formulate strategies to express the overall purpose or mission and establish goals and objectives that will help fulfill the mission. And surely face-to-face interview can give more accurate evaluation in the selection process. Alright, that's all from my side as a hiring manager. I am strictly support recruitment by face-to-face meeting because it's more easier and more satisfying. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Husna. It is a good point of view. No doubts. Face-to-face interactions still give better accuracy to the selection process, right? Okay, now let us move on to our third panel, Ms. Shafiqa. We know the advantages of e-recruitment. So, in your point of view as a job seeker, what is the best strategy that organizations should implement to upgrade the e-recruitment process?
Thank you very much, Ms. Moderator. Let me introduce myself. My name is Shafiqa binti Rosli and I am a job seeker. When it comes to recruiting strategies, it's a good idea for organizations to upgrade the e-recruitment process. The upgrade of the e-recruitment process is needed because having an effective recruitment process as a competition for hiring top talent increases. The first thing is improve your employer brand image. The candidates experience begin as soon as they start looking for a job. More likely than not, they will try to evaluate through information found on the web, your company values, and its HR management during recruitment, day-to-day work, and leave management. This is why it's important to have a good employer brand image across all your social media accounts, and more importantly with your employees who are the ambassador of your brand. By highlighting your employer brand, you attract candidates who aren't just interested in the position, but also tempted to join the collective adventures offered by your company. Similar to inbound marketing, inbound recruiting will allow you to attract more qualified candidates and make them come to you rather than having to go look for them. To stand out from the competition, we recommend personalizing your exchanges with candidates at each stage of the recruitment process. And do not forget that they are also potential customers. Bad candidates experience impacts their consumption and their overall relationship with the company. Next strategies is share job boards. By sharing job boards on social networks, job sites, recruitment agency, and alumni networks, you will be able to attract as many candidates as possible. That being said, it can be time-consuming. However, with recruitment system, it only takes a few clicks. All you have to do is create a job board, publish it, and the software takes care of sharing it to the site that you have chosen. As a final point of view, manage recruitment process and sort every resume and cover letter you receive, whether they come from job boards, your website recruitment page, or even outsource-related application. With E-RECRUITMENT, everything is centralized to help you follow up on application in record time. You will also find a history of exchanges with candidates and with other employees in charge of recruitment to make sure that you don't lose any information. Moreover, if you decide to reject candidates, you will still leave a positive image of your company because you took the time and consideration to answer the candidates. That's all for my opinion on the strategies upgrading on E-RECRUITMENT. Thank you, Ms. Margareta.
Thank you, Ms. Shafika. I think there will be good strategies that can be implemented by the employer to make the e-recruitment process more efficient and more effective. Okay, let's move to our fourth panel, Ms. Farhana. Ms. Farhana, face-to-face recruitment is the method that often used by every organization, especially in SME company, right? So, how to improve this method so that its effectiveness can be enhanced?
Thank you, moderator. My name is Nova Deputy Sufyan, and I am an operation manager at SMB company. As we all know, face-to-face recruitment is one of the oldest methods used by company to recruit employees. I have 2 points on how to improve face-to-face recruitment method to be more effective. Number 1 is to create an informative and clear advertisement. Company needs to be provide useful and specific details about the vacancies role and also mention the job duties. Use clear and easy word for people to understand the type and level of education that companies are searching for. This is a very important part in making advertisement. Choose the right and straightforward job titles. As operation manager, I have seen a lot of advertisement that looking for this position, but they have different job scope. For example, the advertisement that I have seen before is they are looking for executive officer, which the job scope is decision making and managing the operation, but the job scope is for a clerk, which record documents and create letters. So this one is why it is very important for company to state the job scope clearly, so there is no misunderstanding happen between company and employee. The second point is structure or semi-structure the interview. Before making the question, discuss it with hiring managers. What are the responsibilities assigned to the role and who do they want in the position? Then create questions, refer to what they describe. For example, if they want a salesperson who will be aggressive in the role, ask each candidate about a time they fought for what they wanted. This approach ensures you are consistently asking interviewees the right questions. It is also a good idea to use the same questions for each candidate and score those questions using the same scale. Lastly, show company's work culture to candidate. Company work culture is the personality of the organization itself and a key aspect to be highlighted during recruitment process. People care about what their circle are and what they do, so sharing details about the company culture helps employee understand what it feels like to work at this company, which make it easier for them to accept the offer. That's all from me, moderator. Thank you.
Okay, so it's a very good idea, good opinion, good point of view from our panelists. So what I can summarize here is, as the COVID-19 virus continues, and now we are in endemic situation, we need to adapt with the normalizing of e-recruitment. It become reality that most companies start change from face-to-face to virtual recruitment process. In other words, this will put new technologies on edge. Since during the pandemic, majorities of the companies began converting their recruitment and selection process to a virtual setup. They are start putting their budget on their setting up all the technologies equipment. So therefore, e-recruitment were the new norm in current hiring environment. Talent acquisition and job seeker need to adapt with the new technologies and digital platforms so that to keep them informed about the most recent job vacancies. So thank you to all our panelists today. It's a very great honor to hear your opinion, your thoughts, your ideas, the new ideas of e-recruitment process. And thank you also to all the audience who joined us today. It's a very good topic. It's a very exciting topic to be discussed. Hopefully, in future, we have some more time to discuss further on the e-recruitment. And therefore, I end this session. Hope to see you guys soon. Stay safe and Assalamualaikum.